Hi everyone! So how can you practice your spoken English even without a teacher or a friend around? I guess that's a question that a lot of us have been thinking about, have been wondering about, right? Because in our life, we do want to get as much practice as we can, but very often we don't have a teacher around or a friend with whom we can practice English. So in this video, I'm going to suggest to you several interesting and effective ways that you can use to practice spoken English. And these methods have been used either by me myself or my students, and we've all thought that these methods are pretty useful. So in this video, I'm going to use two languages to present the content. First of all, I'm going to use English, and there will be no subtitles, so you can practice your listening as you watch. And the second part, I'll be speaking in Chinese, so I'll be summarizing the things I've just mentioned. And I think it will be helpful for those who can't comprehend 100% of what I just said in the first part. So if you're interested, please keep watching. But before that, I just want to say that when you practice spoken English, you have to know the areas that you should focus on. And essentially, to spoken English, there are two big areas. The first one is accuracy, the accuracy of the pronunciation. The second part is fluency. And knowing these two areas will be important because then you will make a conscious effort to work on these two aspects as you practice. And you will also know which skill you're tackling with the different methods that you use. So with this in mind, the first method and strategy I suggest is using tongue twisters. You can totally practice tongue twisters on your own. And tongue twisters exist because they deal with difficult sounds, right? For example, in this tongue twister, the sounds that this tongue twister deals with is the TH sound. And TH sound in English is particularly tricky because there are two ways basically to pronounce TH. One is it's a soft consonant. The other one is a hard consonant, which is right? So for the soft one, TH, we can see the word thank, right? As in thank you. The second one, is in that, this. So a lot of Chinese students can't pronounce TH correctly. They will simply say thank you or thank you instead of saying thank you. So as you play with this tongue twister, your attention will be drawn to the correct pronunciation of TH. And in fact, if you pronounce TH in the wrong way, you will find it extremely difficult to read it out very fast. So that's the first way. Well, actually, this afternoon when I was teaching my the oral lesson to my Form 3 students, I also used this tongue twister with them, and they had a lot of fun, and we all had a whale of time. The second method has to do with working on the fluency of your spoken English. And this method, I've also suggested it to my students before. And this method is to find a random paragraph from a random book or just from an online article. And then what you do is that you start reading out this paragraph with the intention of having no hesitation or no pauses in between. So this is a good way to test if you can comprehend the text as well as reading it out loud fluently. So for example, I'm just going to take out a book, either one would be fine, and then I'll just open it to a random page. So for example, this page, so I'll try to read out this paragraph, which I have never seen before, and I'll see if I can read it out loud fluently and accurately without making any pauses or hesitation in between. So let me just try. Well, as I shakily got to my feet, I looked out at 17 smiling Rotarians waiting for my words of wit and wisdom. My tongue was dry as chalk dust, my palms as wet as a fish. The audience might as well have been 17,000 judges waiting to sentence me to eternal humiliation if I didn't inform and entertain each. I gave a last panic-stricken glance at Christine, who had driven me to the club, and began, "Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure." All right, so that's actually a very fun way to see if you can, comprehend the text as you read and process its meaning as you read. And also you could check if there are words you don't know how to pronounce and whether you can be quick and think on your feet to figure out its pronunciation as you go along with the text. So these two methods are actually very conducive to fluent spoken English because the first method, tongue twisters, deals with your pronunciation, and the second one deals with the fluency, right? How fast or how fluent and how smooth you can speak. So if you're still wondering how you can practice speaking English on your own, please try these two methods. 好，那我现在很快用中文总结一下我刚刚讲的那一些方法，就是怎么样可以一个人也在家里或者在 anywhere 都可以练到口语。那其实呢，练口语并不一定要找一个 partner 或找一个老师来帮你练，有时候呢，其实自己下一些苦功夫，然后再去找别人练，可能会效果更加好。那么在练口语之前呢，我们要知道口语有哪几个方面是重要的。其实呢，总括来讲就是2个方面，第一个呢是准确度，就是 accuracy。第二个呢是流利度，就是 fluency。那今天呢，在视频当中我会提2个方法，分别是就是针对一个是准确性，一个是流利程度的。那么准确性呢，大家可以试着尝试去练一下绕口令，因为英文的绕口令呢，多数都是去在针对一些比较难发音的一些读音的，比如说我刚刚在英文当中有举例到那个 th 的读音 ，th 这个字母的 combination 这个组合呢，它有2个发音，一个是清辅音读，第二个是浊辅音读，那它不是就是大家可能会读错的 s 或者是的。它不是这样的读音，所以呢，当你在练某一个 tongue twister 绕口令的时候呢，你就会发现这个读音原来应该是这样子的，而且你只有用这个正确的读音去读它呢，你才能可能会读得比较顺。那这个是关于准确度的一个方法，就是大家可以去通过练 tongue twisters。这个方法呢特别有效，就是在比如说你要在去做一些 presentation 一些演讲报告之前，如果你觉得那天状态不佳，然后舌头有点打结呢，你就可以在演讲之前或者是在你的 present 之前，先去练几个 tongue twisters， 这样子就很快可以帮你的舌头去做一个热身运动。那第2个方法呢，就是针对你的流利程度的 ，OK？ 那这个方法呢，就是你可以在网上面找任何的一篇报刊什么报纸都可以，或者是一本书，然后呢，你就打开到某一页 ，OK？ 就是你没有可能看过或者是不是特别熟悉的一页，然后就是随便找一个 paragraph， 甚至你可以把整页书都读下来，然后就开始去读出来，朗读出来。那你的就是准则呢，就是让自己尽量不要去中间有停顿或者是有重复的这种情况出现。有时候如果看到一些比较难读的字，你也要很快的去反应、去思考这个字应该怎么样读，根据英文的一些发音规律。那这样子的话呢，你就会发现自己逐渐可以在阅读，甚至是阅读理解方面也可以变得更加好。就不只是口语，也跟你的阅读理解有关。因为其实我们读的顺呢，最关键的原因是因为我们理解了这个文章在讲什么。只有当你理解的时候，你才知道断句应该怎么样断，哪里应该有停顿就是稍微短暂的停顿，哪里应该就是说的比较快，应该连读。所以呢，就是朗读出来这一版你可能没有看过的这个文章呢，不仅是在考验你的口语的流利程度，也是在考验你的阅读理解能力。所以就是一石二鸟，你懂吗？对，我觉得这2个方法其实真的很有效。其实我在上课的时候也跟我学生讲过，一个就是可以练一下 tongue twisters 第2个就是可以去试一下去阅读一些你自己从来没有见过的一些文章，然后就来考一考自己。那当然了，像我之前视频讲过的那个 self talk 或者是 private conversation 自言自语也是非常有效的。不过呢，大家要是觉得就是自言自语很奇怪，或者你很想有一些东西可以拿在手里去看或者是去练习的话，那么这2个方法你就可以不妨试一下喽。
Something in the 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered, threatening the 3D thoughts of Matthew the thug. Although theatrically it was only the 13,000 thistles and thorns through the underneath of his thigh that the 30-year-old thug thought of that morning.